Hey everybody, it's Megan, and today we're going to make these paper bows using the Artsy tag packs. Each pack has 16 pieces, a lot of different things inside of it, and it's only $4.99, so you don't have a lot of waste and you got a lot of material to work with, and it's themed. That's the best part. I'm going to take this big piece here and I'm going to go ahead and square it. So I'm going to cut off the sides here to make a good working space for this particular project. By saving these parts, I can use it for smaller things that I need in the future, or you can use it to embellish your bow. So I'm going to just finish cutting this here, and there we go. Now I do need a 1-inch strip by a 6-inch strip, so I'm going to go ahead and slice this down into 1 inch. Now this is a 2-inch piece right here, so you can easily get 2 bows out of this. Alright, so I'm just going to put this to the side and keep my scraps. And here we go. I want a black piece for the bottom of this bow, so I'm going to go ahead and square it just like I did the other. It's kind of hard to see, but I'm just going to take off each side here to make a good rectangle. And this is also going to need to be a 1-inch strip. So after I get this here, I'm going to have to cut this into a 1-inch. Now for this particular bow, I am going to use the black for the center, so those little pieces that we've put to the side is going to be great for this. Alright, just hold that down, cut it, and we got our 1-inch piece. Now it does need, the second piece does need to be 3.5 inches, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that piece. So here we go. You've got 1 inch by 6 inch, and then the second piece you got 1 inch by 3.5 inch. I'm going to go ahead and take that first one that's 6 inches long. I'm going to put it on the We Are Memory Keepers punch board and go ahead and make the appropriate punches. Now I'm not going to go into detail on how to do this because the punch board is very self-explanatory. It has a good manual and you can go ahead and follow it and get all the measurements you need, and it converts all of it for you, so you just decide what size you want and go ahead and cut it the way that they say to, and it perfectly folds into the nice little bow. And it's nice and clean, and it's an easy project, and you can easily whip out a bunch of these fairly quickly. Alright, so we're done with that piece A. I'm trying to show you here. There we go. Okay, so we're going to move on to piece B. This is the small piece. This is going to be the tail of your bow. And go ahead and make the appropriate cuts on this. And again, you can refer to your guide that's on the punch board if you decide to use it. If not, I'm sure you can Google and find some paper bow templates. You can go ahead and use those to cut manually. This just makes it a lot easier if you're making them quicker, and I think the finished product looks a lot more finished. There we go. Now we're done with this. We're going to go ahead and move this out of the way and get our pieces together so that we can start assembling. I do like to take a little piece to put my bow on top of because I think it gives you more surface space to attach it to a present. And it also sometimes makes it look a little more finished, I guess. It's a preference. You don't need this piece. If you want to exclude it, you can. I go ahead and make this about 4 inches. This is just a rough size. I would say definitely more than 3.5 since that bottom piece is 3.5. And we're going to go ahead and start assembling. So I'm first going to take this black piece and I'm going to add some glue to it. Now I do use an adhesive strip thing. I don't even know what it's called. A crafter's tape, and I'm going to go ahead and stick this to my base piece. Now if you're not going to use the base piece, go ahead and skip that part and start right here. You're going to add just a little bit of glue on each of the ends, and then you're going to fold these ends into the middle. There you go. And I go ahead and add a little bit in the middle just to make sure that it's going to stick nice and neat. Make sure you add plenty of glue. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and stick these in the middle, folding them over, and this is the center of our bow. Super cute. Now you're just going to go ahead and get a little bit more adhesive, stick it through the middle, and then you're going to push this bow top onto it. Now your bow is basically complete. You're going to want to embellish the middle or put a band in here. So go ahead and take some of the black or any other color, and you just need a little strip. I just like to cut, I don't even know the measurements this would be, just a little sliver. And since I don't have scissors, I'm going to have to pull out this huge board and cut it. You can easily do this with scissors and it does not make a difference. And sometimes if you wanted to, you could even stack your papers. So you could do like a black center, but then on top of that, do some sort of gold or silver, whatever matches your paper, just to give it an extra little bling, an extra little touch. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and apply a little bit of the adhesive and stick our piece onto the center. Alrighty, there we go, and it's done. You have a nice paper bow using a tag pack, and there's plenty of material left to go in this thing. Oh yeah, and I forget, I like to round the corners of this the cardboard piece in the bottom. I think it looks way better, a little more finished, a little more textures and points to go to this, and it just makes it a little bit more cohesive. So there we go. And here's all the leftover pieces. I appreciate you watching, and see you next time. Thanks. Bye.